Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I am so excited that you guys are here today because today is the day we are finally planning out the island. I am so excited. We are going to be going on to Happy Island Designer, which is just a free website that you can go on and plan out your island. So without further ado, let's get into this. Let's plan out Ivy, our island. Okay, so we are on Happy Island Designer and I am so excited. So basically what you will be doing is picking out your layout. So we have one with a bottom and a left. And then there are a ton of pre-loaded maps and you get to pick the one that you have. And I believe that this one here is our exact map, if I'm not mistaken. I think this is it. I believe so. I think the only difference is that we have all beach right here. Let's just cover this up. And then I believe that our little estuary thing is like right here, and it's kind of like that. So basically, as you could see right there, you can just kind of play and change your rivers and change your island base as much as you want, and it's just like a super easy way to plan out your island. So I'm excited. I'm very excited. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, so what I have here is my little idea of the things that I want to have on my island. So I would love to have a little, obviously, like a jungle entrance into our park or island. Why did I say park? I have Disney on the mind. We're going to do a little entrance, and then each character or each islander villager, I want to make a little area specifically for them. So for example, Dizzy is going to have a like lush sunken waterfall around his house, and then there's going to be like a little frog pond or swimming area for Henry and possibly Lily. You guys are getting a little bit of a sneak peek at some islanders that I want to eventually invite to our island. I have some idea for Julia where she's going to be around flowers. I have a little river hut for Boots, Tangy's fruit stand, Ozzy's bamboo forest. It's like a whole little thing. So that is kind of the idea. So I'm going to go back over here. So this will obviously be our entrance. So I would like to make like little paths maybe. I think I can use, that's flooring. Okay, yeah, here's the paths. So I would like to make some type of path into here so that we come into resident services. And I don't really know if it's going to be super uniform, but I just know that there is going to be a lot of bamboo trees all kind of scattered throughout. Like, it's going to be a very lush forest, as you guys are aware, and we're going to do a bunch of palm trees, and I want it to feel a little bit populated right when you walk in. I want it to feel very like we've arrived and here's how we get to resident services, but everything else is going to be very natural looking in my brain. So I would love to make, where are we at here? Here. So I would love to make the second level right back here. I would love to make this into Dizzy's sunken waterfall kind of look. So I kind of want all of this to be actually the second level. So I just want to extend this cliff a little bit, and then also extend this cliff a little bit as well, like so. And then I would actually basically keep this exactly where it is, but I would just, actually, I want to keep this where it is, the only thing is that I want it to be on the 3rd level. So I am just going to kind of draw this around. So that's as if this is the 3rd level. So there'd be a sunken waterfall, and then there might be like little waterfalls kind of coming in off this side and here and then this way. And then one of our little resident houses will be here. And I feel like I'd want Dizzy to be towards the center of it. So I want him on the middle layer so that he's able to kind of have to look down and then also look up at the waterfall. So I would love that to be Dizzy's little sunken waterfall area. And of course, there will be tons of trees, and we'll put some bamboo trees also back here. And we will also put some of the regular trees as well, just to make this as lush and beautiful as possible. And I want to also put another house over here. So this is where I think I am going to have Tangy's fruit stand. I think I'll put her house somewhere around here. Obviously, this is just like a rough layout of everything. It's okay if nothing is perfect. But I want her to have like a really beachy feel because she's going to be having a little fresh fruit stand. So she's, you know, on the little peninsula here, and we will have maybe some sand kind of coming up onto the peninsula, maybe some sand in front of her house like so. Essentially, she'll have a little fruit stand back here, and it's just going to be covered with a lot of palm trees. This will be more of our kind of beach area, I think. So that's where that will be. I also want to make that little swamp area. So I'm thinking that I'm going to, I'm thinking that I'm going to make this pond actually a little bit bigger. So I'm just going to extend it out a little, and then also take this second layer back just slightly, just like so. And then I would love to have both of them living at this little like pond area, because I think that would be so cute to have them in their little swamp. And this would be covered with leaves, or not leaves, sorry, weeds. So I would just want this to be filled with weeds and just like very dense and cute and beautiful. And I just think that would look so cute. And we would have lots of trees back here as well. I think the best ones would be the bamboo trees. I think the bamboo trees would be the best back here. And then that way it can just look really just cute like that. And then also I would take the second layer and bring it around so that it would come like so. So that all this would be second level. And then that way it feels a little bit more swamp-like, because again, we would build up the trees here and it would just feel, again, a little bit more sunken in, but more swamp-like. And then what I would do is I would change this river so that it just stays on the main level on this side, but I would still keep it on the second level so that it was just a smaller little drop down of a little waterfall. And then possibly it would be like a single stream that would come through and then down and into the pond. And I feel like that would make it look a little bit more swampy because it's like a natural spring kind of leading to their little pond. And then the only other difference I think that I would make on the main level would be I would make this river a little bit smaller coming from the ocean, and this is where I would put a little river house on. So I would probably put it somewhere along here, and I would make it just a really cutesy little river, and it would be very small and very simple. And I would just put a little teeny tiny bridge somewhere around here. Let's see if I can find one that'll fit. Yeah. Something like this. You guys kind of get the idea that it would just be a little river house, and again, a lot of dense trees. So we would put more of our bamboo around here, and it would just be very natural looking with some of these guys. And yeah, I feel like that would look really cute. What else do we have here? And then I think since we have some bamboo trees back here, I think I would also make that little bamboo forest idea that I have also be back here, but just on the other side of the river. And I feel like this part I would make very dense. So I would just kind of go crazy with the bamboo trees, and then I would place a house just right in the middle so that it felt very secluded and like in the trees, and I feel like that would look just really cute. And then I would also really love to make one of those fake bridges. So I feel like, because it would have to be on the second level technically, I feel like I would make it right here so that as you're walking across, you would be looking towards the swamp and you'd be looking down into the swamp, if you kind of understand where I'm coming from here. So what you have to do to make those is I would just have to go like so, and then like so, and then I have to make one layer, and then that would be the second layer. So it'd be very small, and it would kind of just look like it's a bridge, and then that would mean that we would have to make all of this on the second level. So I would probably just make some type of second level over here, and then that also makes the river house a little bit more secluded, and it makes it feel a little bit more just not right out in the open, if you know what I'm saying. And then I would also love to bring that over and around down on this side, maybe something like this, so that it's all behind resident services. So resident services kind of feels like it's tucked into an area, and kind of like so. So that would be my little land bridge, and let's just make this a color so that we know that that's kind of what we're going for there. I would love to have a little house up on one of these cliffs down here. So I'm thinking I would put somebody over here. I don't really know who yet, but I think I would just put somebody up there, and it would feel very open. So all down below would feel very lush, and like there's a lot of trees, and I would put a lot of the bushes and hedges, so it would feel very hard to get up there, you know? But up top there would just be like a couple trees, and it would just feel very open for that villager. I don't know who I'd put up there, but that's kind of how I would want to make that one. And then I think that I would put my own house back up at the top. So I'm gonna put this one, since this will be me, I'm gonna put me up there, because I like the idea of having my own little area, I guess. I don't know. I think that would look kind of nice. I also think that I would love to have somebody on this little island. The only thing is that I don't want to put a, like if I put a bridge there, then obviously it's welcome and inviting, or welcoming and inviting, but I don't really want it to be welcoming and inviting, if you know what I mean. Because, sorry, I'm just gonna put a little steps up that way, and then maybe. So if I was to put this bridge right here on the island, it's going to feel a little bit more inviting, but I almost don't want it to feel inviting because I want it to feel like it's its own thing. So I think what I actually would do is place a couple like jumping sections, so it would kind of be like that, and then that way you're technically able to get onto the little island, but it's not really something that is fully accessible to everybody. And then I would put somebody's little house right there as well, and it would kind of be more of some type of water character or something. I would also probably put a house back here, some type of villager who's a little bit more secluded or to themselves. That way they can feel like they're away kind of from everything. So I would love to put that back there. And then I would also like to make a dual level shopping center. And I really would just like to have it to be towards the front because like I said, I want this front area to feel very populated and calculated and like it's something that it was planned that it would be here. So I'm thinking I would put something like the maybe Able sisters up here, and then we could put Nook's Cranny maybe on the bottom level because I feel like I would just go to the Nook's Cranny more. And then that way we would put something like this, like a little ledge or like stairs or anything like that behind so that it's a dual level. So there would be, again, lots of palm trees and more bamboo trees, and it would feel a little bit more like this area was supposed to be here. And I think I would also make a little bit of a pathway this way so that people knew that, okay, this is where our Nooks is, and then they would come up and then they would say, okay, here is where our Able sisters is, and then there would be a little bit more of a scattered path, I think, to come back here because this is where that man-made bridge is, and then it would be a little bit more dense towards the back, if you know what I'm saying. So I feel like that looks good. I also have to think of somewhere to put the museum. So I love this idea of this kind of Jurassic museum, and it feels very like lush and extravagant, but not in a overly produced way. It's more of a like Jurassic Park kind of way. So I was thinking about doing something like that, but I would want I would have to do some type of illusion where it's higher, and then if I wanted like an actual dinosaur model, it would be behind and then lower. So I don't know how I would incorporate that. I'll have to think of it more. So I think the museum is still undetermined, but I would also like to put my campsite somewhere over here, I think, because I think that when you get to the island, if you're wanting to camp right away or anything, or if you're wanting to stay, then the campsite would be here. And then I also would put not necessarily new villager or new also islanders, but I think I would put some of the kids tents over here as well. So I'm just going to put these little yellow tents here as an example, and then that way it would make it feel a little bit more campy, if that makes sense at all. And then I would put a bunch of like weeds on the beach, and then it would make it feel a little bit more like that. And then we also would put some, oops, I would also put some more of the palm trees around here just to make it feel a little bit more beachy. And again, it would feel kind of open over here, but then more dense back here, so it's less inviting. And not that I don't want my island to be inviting, but I want it to still feel very rustic and new and like they're still developing this island. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and I need one more villager house. So let's grab a house. So I feel like another spot to put a house that would make sense maybe would be back here. Maybe? Because then it would feel a little bit more secluded. It's just, again, there would be a really tough way to get back there. So I feel like this would make the most sense because this is kind of our populated area. So most of the houses are in here. So I feel like being in here, there would be another little house. I don't know whose it would be yet. I don't know what kind of idea it would be, but I feel like that's a good layout. And then I would make this be like so that people can still get back into that back part of the island. And what else? We're still missing that museum. I have to figure out the museum thing. In my head, I'm thinking that I would put the museum here, but I'd want it to be easily accessible. I feel like maybe here is going to be the best option for me, and then I will put something back here with dinosaurs or some type of like dense area. I'm thinking that's probably the best option that we have. So I'm just gonna kind of scatter some more trees and just make it feel again a little bit more dense and built up. I also would love to, if you watched my stream a while ago, we visited a dream address and she had this beautiful like infinity pool idea where it was kind of like this, and oops, she had this like infinity pool and it was kind of like so, and it went off the back and it totally looked like an infinity pool. It looked so stunning and I was so obsessed with it. So I would really love to recreate something like that here and make it feel very like spa-like. I feel like that would look really, really cool by my house. So I feel like that's kind of the idea that I would love to go for. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking for that. And then I still need some stuff over in this top right corner. I don't really know what I'm going to do over there yet, but I mean, when the ideas come to me, I will, of course, pull them out. I think I also will add a little bridge here, maybe. I feel like that's a good spot to place a bridge. Something like that. Just so that that area is accessible, the right side of the island is accessible, the top half of the island is accessible, and then everywhere that we don't really want to be accessible isn't. So I'm going to add a couple more inclines because I feel like there should be an incline here and then an incline there. I would love, there's an incline towards that side, no incline over here, incline back there. We can put some type of like secluded incline, I feel like, over here to get up to this area. Yeah, I feel like this is good. I think we have everything. We have our campsite, we have our museum, we have our Nooks and Able sisters. We have, what else do we have? We have, we have all 10 of our villagers. We have my house. We have some bridges. We have some inclines. So yeah, I'm excited. So, okay, this is the rough draft of how we would like Ivy to be. There is still lots of room for additions. There is still lots of room for change, but overall, this is the vibe that we are going for. I am so excited now because this means that we like basically have an island. I am very excited. So yes, oh my gosh, I'm so happy. Okay, well, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more. There is going to be a ton of speed builds and build with me's and let's build blah, 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 everything for Animal Crossing now in the future. And yeah, I'm so excited. Yay! Thank you guys so much. See you later. Bye!